And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that lovely Brutal OST. And we have returned here with, again, something a little bit different, a little bit special here. We have gone back in time to the semifinals of this event. We just wrapped up with the finals, but we missed out on this matchup on Wayne versus AqueroN. At the time, we were covering the Sparkling Tuna Cup, so we weren't able to cast this live. This is a couple of hours old, these matches, and I am more than excited to dive into them again. I'm very excited. I mean, I love both Wayne and AqueroN and ZvT. Let me at it. Let me at it. I want to see what happened between these two and what transpired in this series as we're getting to game number 1 of this best of 5. Best of 5 semi-finals match. Again, a big shout out to the people behind the Euro Cup, Platoon, alongside Tommy Gunn as well, which we did see in the chat. He also confirmed that yes, he did a long time ago. He played in Duckling Open many years ago. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. As here we go, we're diving into this and spawning in the top left-hand corner. Top left-hand corner of Equilibrium, we have the red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the green Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes from the land of Spain. It is AqueroN. And unfortunately, during the quarterfinals, we missed AqueroN versus Young Jakob. I was looking at that series, I was salivating, but we just weren't able to catch that. So I am very unfamiliar with AqueroN's TVZ. I'm not too sure how he's been adapting to the new meta here. Has he been embracing the new Cyclone? Has he been embracing the Beyond Opener of 2-Rax Reaper? As I bring that up, oh, hello. We have one, soon to be 2-Rax, as he is embracing that Beyond style. Okay, so AqueroN, he has been keeping up with the meta. Love to see it. Across the map, 15-15. 15 hatchery into a 15 spawning pool as well. This is a very greedy economic opener out of Wayne. The goal here is to have a delayed gas geyser, have faster queens, and we just drone. We just drone as much as we can. The goal here is to defend only with queens and cut corners in doing so. This usually leads into a faster or into roach play instead of link speed. I'm concerned because this is not 2-Rax Reaper, this is 3-Rax Reaper. Very aggressive, very committed. This is not all in. Do not get this twisted. Don't misinterpret this. Not all in. This is designed to contain your opponent on 2 bases, deny the third, contain, and of course even trade with queens and trade with links. Behind this we expand. Behind this, AqueroN will be throwing down the CC. So very committed but not quite all in. Reaper is going to be zooming across the map, and Wayne does confirm this. Very big scout here as he does dive into the main base. He sees a Rax in the main, which is very unorthodox, and he will soon confirm the other 2 Raxes on the low ground as well. So Wayne is aware, which means he should be making some lings, maybe even some spine crawlers as well. We'll see how he does respond. There we go, as he does confirm the Rax count here on the low ground as well. He should be aware. Yep, there we go. Roach one already on the way. Interesting. So we are indeed skipping link speed. Bold move. Bold move here by Wayne. I'm not too sure if I'm in love with this. The Roach Warren has been scouted, has been spotted by AqueroN. I was saying that 15-15 leads into roaches. That is true, but we are rushing into roaches, and it's going to take a while until we can actually produce many of them. These Reapers, they have a window. They have a window of opportunity where they can maybe catch some damage or get some damage done. Queens are having a bit of a hard time keeping up with the rotation, but they do get here in time. Reap has been connected. Queen's going to be trading here. Additional Reapers are on the way. Oh, and it looks like AqueroN is going to be forced out. Wayne does hold. He was forced to make lings. He wanted to avoid them, but safety lings here just to make sure things don't get out of hand. Behind this, AqueroN is expanding. He is taking that natural. As he does poke away at that queen. Going to be rotating on over. Checks for a 3rd base location. Checks the gold. AqueroN confirming that he has successfully contained his opponent to 2 bases. So far, good scout by AqueroN. And pretty good damage so far as well. How many Reapers do we have? We're up to 8 Reapers. We do get eyes on the roaches. Behind this, Wayne is droning. He's not going all in. He's just making roaches to defend. He's trying to recover economically, because he has been forced to invest into units. Reapers, they do threaten a dive. Rotate over towards the main. Don't commit behind this. Because we scattered the Roach Warren, Marauders. Marauder production has commenced. We have a bunker on the other side of the wall to make sure we can actually protect this position. So far, really solid defense here by AqueroN. Really good transition as well. And we can force a cancel on the third. Oh. And we cancel the third base. We go for the Ravager, and we will get it as well. It was a costly trade. 2 Reapers for a Ravager, but alongside that, we cancel the base. Well worth it here for the Terran. Well worth it for a green Terran player. Behind this, Wayne still just droning as much as he can. Still no link speed. No lair either. Trying to keep up, and oh my god, he wants that Ravager if possible. He wants it by, but no link speed. These things are gonna get cleaned up. Oh. Oh my god. This Reaper does barely escape. Behind this, there's that lair in production, 2 more gases. We have 1 Eva chamber for +1 range. This should be for Roach speed. We are intentionally avoiding link speed here, so just purely Roach Ravager play here from Wayne. That is our composition of choice. Meanwhile, AqueroN, he's also transitioning as well, already working on +1 attack. Factories on the way, eventually a starport as well. He's amassing Marines and Marauders. He comes across that third base for a second time. We should not force a cancel. We're getting damage done, yes, but the army isn't too far behind, and we had a little bit too much HP here, so AqueroN is forced away. But at least he confirms. He confirms it's not a 2-base all-in. Confirms that a third is being taken. He wants the Queen! Oh, we do manage to transfuse, and the Queen will survive. That was a little bit close, though. The Reapers, they're left idle for a moment. 1 Reaper goes down. But here come the reinforcements of AqueroN. The Marines, the Marauders, Stim has completed. We have combat shields, we have +1, and soon we will also have concussive shell. And we're still droning! Wayne, he doesn't see this army moving out. This Overseer Scout is too late. He's not ready for this. Wayne is not ready at all. He's being so greedy, droning and going for an infestation pit. Wayne, he's up 20 workers compared to his opponents, and he has no army. And here comes AqueroN. He catches the Ravagers, and everything's going to go down. The Ravagers, the Roaches, the Queens, and there is nothing left. We have 9 Roaches in production. The Reapers, they get peeled off. They go straight for the mineral line. And the Marine Marauder goes straight for the army itself. Good target firing. We have a couple of Roaches remaining here, but the Marauders, they can just focus them down one after the other. And AqueroN, he snowballs out of control. GG gets called. AqueroN takes game number 1. GG. Very nicely done here. Does take the first game. And yeah, Wayne just being a little bit greedy. I say being a little bit greedy. Yeah, just having a really interesting reaction to what was happening. Just skipping link speed, which means Reapers have a lot more longevity because they can, of course, outmaneuver your Roaches. They are, of course, faster. And towards the end there, Wayne just being a little bit too greedy. Didn't realize how committed the counterattack was going to be, and he didn't see it coming ahead of time. As the attack was commencing, Wayne still had drones on the way. He still had drones in production. Remember, he was taking up into an infestation pit towards infestors, and yeah, thinking a little bit too far ahead. Was caught with his pants down, and now we're getting into game number 2. Gonna be on Hecate. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have our red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. Down in the series, looking to fight back. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the green Terran player from the land of Spain, representing the Platinum Heroes. He has been on a hiatus for many months. Hasn't really been active this year at all, but popping off here in the Euro Cup, it is AqueroN. Vámonos. This time, we have the Depot on the high ground. This time, we are not going for a 2-Rax opener. No 2-Rax Reaper. Something a lot more standard. It makes sense. We are on a bit of a larger map, a longer rush distance by ground. And Wayne is going to be the aggressor going into a gas first. Oh my god. gas pull into the hatchery here for Wayne. Very aggressive. This should be leading into a Roach Rush. There should be a Roach Rush from Wayne. Otherwise, we could go into Link Speed and into a Bane Bust. That is also going to be an option, but a very aggressive build here from our Red Zerg player. We'll see what direction he takes us in. Whether it's Roaches, whether it's Banelings, or whether it's just Link Speed. There are kind of 3 options available here. This is when he goes for none of them and goes for like 2 base layer. Which would be wild. Would be crazy. As the SCV is going to be scouting across the map. Going to be maneuvering on over. Likewise, Reaper is on the way. Queens are in production alongside a handful of Lings. We have pulled out a gas, which means we are only getting Link Speed. Okay. Interesting. So, we're not going into Roaches. We're not going into Banelings. It's just Link Speed here for Wayne. It looks like, I mean, this is a hard counter. I say a hard counter. This is a good way to counteract something like 2-Rax Reaper. But that is not what's coming out. Not this time. And say standard Rax expand. Now, there is going to be a window. There's going to be a timing. Now, AqueroN, he did see the timing of this hatchery. He knows that it's at least a pull first. And he saw the Lings, of course, as well. So he's taking a more defensive position. He is chilling back at home, expecting Lings to arrive. Yeah, he does turn back around with that Reaper. So he's aware of how dangerous Wayne is right now. As Wayne is droning, yes, but he still has Lings active on the map. His goal here is to try to delay the CC. And we have more Lings on the way. We're flooding Lings! Uh-oh. We're cutting workers at 18. We only made 2 extra drones. Okay, we're getting some mixed signals. A little bit of both. We got Lings on the way. Got a handful of drones as well. But all these Lings could have been workers. So this is still very committed from Wayne. Very committed. I'm not too fond of how indecisive this production is from Wayne, but we're going for it. Here we go. Lings, they do catch the Reaper. Reaper goes down. Lings get across the map as well. The CC does finish. CC does finish. We get 1 SCV, and now we get the hell out of there. This was okay. Like, we got a Reaper, we got a Worker. We're denying mining at the natural. Behind this... 2-port BC? No shot. No shot, Papi. Are we going 2-port BC or 2-port Banshee? Starport just finished up. Tech Labs are on the way. Are we going Viking first or Banshee first? That's the real question. That is going to be the tell. Lings, they don't quite get into the main base. We do get eyes on the 111. We do get eyes on the 1 Rax, 1 Factory, 1 Starport. Banshee production. Okay, we're not going into the Fusion Core. Banshees are on the way. 2-port Banshee. Cloak and I imagine Hyperflight Rotors are going to be in production. AqueroN shaking it up, and he's up against Roaches. This is ideal for the Terran. Banshees are already a really good opener against Roach heavy play, just because Roaches don't push up, and they don't push up. They don't shoot up, is what I meant to say. But likewise, they can't really push. They don't really have much pushing power, because if they do move out on the map, they're going to be harassed and shut down by these Banshees. So a bold move here from AqueroN. It's going to pay off, specifically against Wayne. Like, Wayne, he's a Roach boy. Like, he's all about those Roaches in this matchup. So a good read from our Terran player. Kind of metagaming his opponent. Wayne going straight into his lair. Lair at the natural, joining up, taking his gases. There it is. Hyperflight Rotors is on the way. Oh boy. And we are just building up our Banshees. We do scouts. Big scout here as we get eyes on the 2nd starport. Wayne, he's aware immediately. Spores. Spores are being thrown down left and right. With this lair, we can get into a Spire or a Hydra Den. We need some anti-air. Desperately. But that's a big moment here for Wayne. Okay. Knowing is half the battle. It's the first half. What about the second? As Hellions are moving out. Do we have any Roaches to defend? We have 6 Roaches. That should be enough to deny a dive. Meanwhile, the Banshees are amassing. We're getting into a 3rd CC. How many Banshees do we have? 4 Banshees towards the right-hand side. Hellions towards the left. The Roaches are in position. Good movement here from Wayne. As the Hellions try to dive in, we do go for a link counterattack, but the wall is a wall. And we will defend. Okay, just come in. We're going for the queens. They get one. One queen does go down. But these banshees are fragile. They will back up. Doing a good job at just maintaining map control. There it is. Spire is on the way. Okay, going into Mutas. The mutas are upon us. Now, AqueroN, he should be aware that this is a big possibility, and he should have a plan to how to transition out of this. He's going to Bio. 4 Raxes. Now, this is interesting. Stim is on the way. Alright, massive 2-port Banshee into Bio. Not something I'm used to seeing here. Usually the transition is mech. And I'm sure Wayne is thinking that as well. So there's a very important tech switch here, and it's very important that Wayne figures out what's going on. He needs to realize that it is going to be Bio, not Cyclones or anything like that. Another queen goes down the mineral line. The Hellions, they get into the natural base of the Roaches. They were out of position. We roast everything up. 23 drones go down. And we dive into the main as well. We're not done. It's not over. The Spaniard BBQ. As we get 24 dead workers here among the bases. Link counterattack is going to try to bust in, but Marines have been revealed. The Banshees, they reinforce. We're going to get a couple of SCVs. We got maybe one, but nowhere near enough to equalize. The Banshees are all still alive. Bear that in mind. Still marauding around, looking at the Unisoul type here. That is going to be 2 dead queens, 26 workers, a couple of roaches. And we even come across the would-be 4th, and it's going to be cancelled. Queens have to be very careful here, as they don't want to engage off of creep. Big roach counterattack. But again, we have Marines. We have Marines back at home. The mutas have arrived. We do split up the... Yeah, we have to split up the Banshees. We fan them out. Avoid the splash damage. And the Banshees will escape. God, they're boosted. So fast. They do escape. Now, Wayne, he has recognized what's been going on, but again, his economy did take a massive blow, did take a massive hit. He's still committed to Roach Ravager. He did invest into these mutas. At least he's aware of the Bio army. Infestation bits on the way. Infestors would be ideal. As Wayne does rotate over towards the right-hand side. The light blue one. Oh yeah, hyperfire raiders. Yeah, that is Banshee speed. That's why they be quick. That's why they be quick here. As the mutas, they will back off. They will retreat. We got a 4th hatchery on the way. 2-2 as well. The game is going to be stabilizing for a moment. Wayne, he's trying to trade with these mutas, but he's going to be transitioning into Roach Hydra, which makes plenty of sense. Mutas are not really, again, as impactful here in this game. Say they get a tank. Take down a tank, they take down some SCVs. We're getting a lot done. No turret in the main. Oh my god. AqueroN cutting some corners and being punished for it. 7 dead workers in the main base. Very nicely done. And with this, Wayne, his economy is getting a bit out of hand here. We're getting up to 70 workers, soon to be even more than that. Banshees, though, they do dive in. Once again, they catch some of the queens. I mean, with the death of the mutas, yeah, the Banshees, they just wreak havoc here between the bases. They get another queen. 1 Banshee, 2 Banshees go down, but we're going for the final queen here at the natural. Oh. Getting quite a bit done. Well, AqueroN amassing his Bio army. Lurker dens on the way. Oh, the fungal! Oh, we take down an infestor. Expensive losses, and AqueroN, he's going for the kill move. Behind this, how many Raxes? 7. 7 Raxes. No gases here at the 3rd base. This is essentially a massive 3-base all-in here from AqueroN. He's got 1-1, no armory, no 2-2. Just a strong 1-1 timing here from our Terran player. It's all or nothing. While they take down one of the tanks. God, and the Mass Marine is going uncontested. Where's the Infestor? We have one. We don't. It looks like it went down earlier. The Marines, they just get out of control. Man with gun here as we stim on forward. The boys are being pulled, but we get on top of the Ravagers. We get on top of the Hydras as well. And there's just no splash damage available. And AqueroN, he has done it. He breaks through. GG gets called. And AqueroN takes game number 2. GG. Oh my god. Just, yeah, really decisive play here from our Terran player, and has been playing with this series quite well as well. Like initially going for the two. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted. Initially going for the 2-port Banshee to force a reaction. Even before that, we had the Roach Rush and the fast link speed from Wayne, not really achieving too much either. The Banshee play did quite well, and I do kind of like that against Wayne specifically, just because he's so prone to going Roaches, and he was able to achieve so much with it, killing drones, killing queens, eventually transitioning into Bio, which again was, I feel like, a little bit out of left field. Not something that you see too often. And from there, going into the 3-base all-in. Again, remember, behind that, there was no armory, no 2-2, no further upgrades, no further tech, no further bases. It was all or nothing. And with that, we're getting into game number 3. Again, this is the best of 5. AqueroN needs one more here to close it out, to take it all, to win it all for himself. Wayne, can we fight back here? These have not been the most standard of games. That's the other tricky thing here, is that AqueroN, he hasn't been playing standard against Wayne, not at all. Wayne has been having a hard time adjusting, and here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner of Solaris, we have the red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the green Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is AqueroN. Leading the series 2-0. As we are, oh my god. As we are going to be getting into this, and we're going for a proxy 3 racks. Oh my god, I mean, AqueroN, he has momentum. He has momentum in this series. Going for a proxy 3 racks of all things. Very committed. Very committed here by our Terran player. Meanwhile, Wayne going for a pull first. Oh my god, how? The game sense. Being aware that, of course, he's on match point, going for a pool first opener, this is ideal. With this, we get faster queens and faster links, a faster transition into roaches. Wayne so far has a really good setup to defend against something like a proxy 3 racks, but he's not fully aware of what's going on. He does leave his Overlord parked outside his natural, so he will see those SCVs when they come in for the bunkers, as his first Overlord is zooming across the map. Here we go. Here come those lings. SCV has been spotted. We dive on top of it immediately. Yeah, we do have to pull back. Pull back to the safety of the Sim City. We do get eyes on the Marines. Wayne knows. No fear. He goes across the map with those lings. Pulling back immediately, Roach Warren's on the way. So Wayne, he sees 3 SCVs. So he knows there's a 3 racks. He knows he doesn't have to defend this natural base. Roach Warren is in production. We do give it up. We do give up on it. And there's no wall. The lings, they're getting in. Lings, they're getting into the main base. They get on top of the SCV. Boys are being pulled. AqueroN getting supply blocked. Uh-oh. He does force back those lings. Okay, he has control of the natural, but that's fine. Like, again, AqueroN is all in. Going for a 3 racks is very committed. And Wayne does not have to protect his natural. We have roaches on the way. Across the map, 3 more SCVs go down. So much lost mine time here. And the lings have not been dealt with. Hatchery goes down, but again, we can afford that. It's all good. We are going to be amassing roaches. Lings still being very annoying. Very annoying across the map, as we are just going to be waiting here to eventually get into Ravagers. There we go, Ravagers are on the way. And the goal here is to break free and counterattack. Meanwhile, AqueroN has to contain his opponent for as long as possible and try to transition back at home. We could do one of two things. We could either throw down a wall of bunkers and double down and go for tech labs to go into stim and combat shields and get into marauder production, or we can go for a factory back at home instead, into a starport. The problem is the economy was disrupted, and oh my, we're pulling the boys. AqueroN, he's doubling down on the all-in. He says none of the above. We pull the SCVs, we pull the boys, and we're committing to the all-in. Here we go. It's all or nothing for our Terran player. Wild's going to be slowing down and forcing some repairs. I mean, again, because of the delayed economy, I think this is a wise choice from AqueroN. I think this is like one of the only ways we could try to pull this off. But it's not going to be easy pushing into Ravagers like this. Before seconds on both of those bunkers. Boys are being pulled. We're trying to get this around. I'm loving these zoning files from Wayne. They connect. Big. Oh my god. The files. They connect to the Marines. GG gets called. And Wayne holds. Wayne survives. And he fights back in this series. GG. Oh my god. Those were some insane piles out of Wayne. Again, for those that are curious, against a proxy 2 racks, you can't afford to lose the natural. Against the 3 racks, you can. 3 racks is that much more committed, is that much more all-in. You can give up on your base. It's all good as long as you're getting into roaches. So really cool, calm, and collected transition there from Wayne. Having the game sense as well for going for that pull first did help immensely in that defense as well. So everything, just the stars were aligning for Wayne to defend in that game and to shut it down. And yeah, GG. GG, well played. We do have a series. And we are going to be getting into game number 4. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. And spawning. Oh, so going for another 15-15. Spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the green Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is AqueroN. Still one game away from winning this best of 5. Wayne needs to fight back here now to force that ace match. And this is the second time we're doing this series. So it's going to be a 15 hatch into a 15 spawning pool. Again, as we mentioned before, this is a very greedy way to play. Ideally, you want to delay your gases, you're cutting corners, you're droning, you're going to be skipping lings, and you're going to be defending against these Reapers with purely queens. So, late gas, prioritization of queens, and we just drone. We just drone as much as we can. And we saw that Wayne was punished for going for this opener in game 1 on Equilibrium, just because AqueroN happened to be going for a 2 Rax Reaper. But this time, AqueroN, he's going for a more standard opener, a Rax Expand instead. So Wayne should be able to get away from this. He should be okay. Should be okay. As he's just going to be droning, saturating his bases. Eventually taking his gas. So because his gas guys are so late, usually this leads into a player that skips link speed and goes straight into roaches, which is what we saw in Equilibrium. It's what I imagine will happen here as well. I say imagine because there are some Zerg players that still invest into link speed anyway. I just don't think Wayne is that kind of player. He's all about them roaches. We'll see. For now, there are those queens we spoke about. Again, we're just droning. Just droning as much as we can. We're only using the spawning pool to make these queens. Back at home. Uh-oh, this is a little bit different and a little bit scary. So AqueroN, he goes for a Rax Expand into a second Rax behind this. This could be a 2-1-1. This could be a 3 Rax. This could be a 4 Rax. I'm curious where this takes us. If AqueroN has been watching a lot of Bjorn, then I wouldn't be surprised if he does go for a 4 Rax. But we are just waiting a little bit longer here, and it is going to be the factory. Okay, so it's going to be a 2-1-1 variation. I'm curious to see how we do get into this. Marine production is underway. We got tech labs as well. So this is going to be a pretty powerful, pretty dedicated attack here from AqueroN. It's a straight up 2-1-1, which means delayed third. It means we're not really looking to get into an economic game. in general, we haven't been seeing economic games here from AqueroN in this series. Hyper aggression, as this should be leading into a starport and a very delayed third TC. And we're going to be hitting with stim. We're going to be working on a stim timing as well as medevacs. Oh, Tumor goes down. Very nice pickoff. Meanwhile, I assumed that this would be that we would be skipping link speed and going straight into roaches, and we are skipping link speed. We are going straight into a lair. Okay. Very greedy here from Wayne. Very fast lair timing. I'm concerned because Wayne hasn't scouted much. He doesn't really know what's going on. There's that Roach Warren, so basically this lair and the Roach Warren is lined up where when the Roach Warren finishes, we go right into Roach Speed. Roach Speed will commence very quickly. The problem here, again, is that he hasn't scouted and he doesn't know that we're pushing pretty soon. There's that starport. Basically, we're going to be going for an add-on swap. An add-on swap with the starport and the factory. Straight into 2 medevacs. We're going to be hitting a time with 16 Marines with stim. And this is going to be a very crisp timing and a very tense moment for Wayne. As Wayne, for now, he's just droning on up, which is fine. You can still drone up until around the 4-minute 30 mark. That's when we want to be making units. So we're going to be droning quite hard, investing into upgrades. We got Roach Speed and Carapace on the way. And from this point forward, this is when we need to make units. There we go. The Overseer Scout is coming in, and we do get eyes on the opener. We do get eyes on the 2-1-1. We're aware. Now we make roaches. Oh, the roaches we can. Overseer goes down. AqueroN is going to be pushing. Now, on the flip side of things, again, AqueroN, he needs to trade well because he has invested so much into this, even getting an eBay behind this, and he is delaying his third by so much here. He will fall behind economically if he doesn't trade well. Here we go. The drop is moving out. Back at home, Wayne, he's amassing Ravagers. He's squeezing out a couple of drones here and there, but he is still working with an army. Roaches are on the way. Ling Speed as well to help reinforce. I appreciate going back into Ling Speed. So far, Queens are keeping up, and this double drop doesn't find a way into the main. The army's in position. So far, again, we were able to cut workers in time, produce the army, get in position, and Wayne, he defends. He does deflect this initially. What's concerning, that's a third Rax. Still no third TC. This is looking more and more like a 2-base all-in. It's looking more and more. Oh god, the miles! Oh my god. They barely don't connect. But again, this is looking more and more like an all-in here, and Wayne is in the dark. This is okay for now, but if he drones up too much, then yeah, we have Liberators on the way. Yeah, 2-base all-in, 100%. We're going, we're lifting up, we're sending it, Bobby. And Wayne, if he drones up too much, then he may just fall over and die. Thankfully, he's still amassing Roach Ravager. Cutting workers at 58. This is an okay worker count to cut at. I would say like 66 would be the max. Ling Speed, I believe, is done. No, we cancelled Ling Speed. Okay, so we're only going to defend with Roach Ravager. No, the Roaches! Wayne, he gets caught out and is going to be bleeding out. What is that? 3 Roaches. Every Roach counts. Every Roach does count. Behind this, now we get a third CC on the way. Very late third here from our Terran player. But it is on the way. But this is still very committed, and we're diving on forward. Get the Overseer. We avoid the piles. Oh my god, the stutter stepping here. That's going to be a kill, not a cancel. A kill on the 4th base. We get on top of the Ravagers as well. We focus one of them down. And Wayne is hurting. Wayne losing that 4th was massive. And now suddenly, because we killed the 4th base, because we traded well with the Roaches, even though we got a late 3rd, it's okay. We can take a late 3rd. We can afford to do this. We have done well enough, and he wants another one of those Ravagers. The Liberators, they have arrived, denying any kind of mining here at the natural base. Ravagers are on the way, but 0 mining going on right now. Liberators are repositioning. Here come the Ravagers. The Biles. They will take this down. 4 drones. AqueroN coming in with another army. Again, he still hasn't landed his base, but again, because it's so late, that's why he has so much to work with. Now, once again, catching these roaches off of creep like this. Wayne overextending. Another couple of roaches go down. How many in total so far? 9. 9 roaches. Roach Ravager across the map to deny the would-be third base. Floating third gets eyes on this. We have tanks in position. Deebers are going to be going down. Wayne, he wants to force the issue. He's trying to break into the natural. Wayne himself cutting workers very, very early on as well. So both players are committed. Like, we cut workers like at 4 minutes. What is that? 4 minutes 30. We cut workers at like 55. Oh, not that early. Like a couple of minutes ago. We just haven't been joining for quite some time. So Wayne himself doesn't have the best economy, but he has a large army. Does connect with some of those biles. Loses the queen. Wayne is close to maxing out. He's getting there with purely Roach Ravager. He's got an Infestor on the way. Oh, bit of friendly fire. Can Wayne break him? I do think that pushing into the natural was a mistake. I think we wanted to just deny the third. Just deny the third over and over again. Just take up, work towards a hive. 3-3. Hydra Den, Lurker Den. I think trying to break this position is a little bit over eager, but we're going for it. It looks to be the case anyway. Wayne is going to be engaging. Files they connect with the medevac. Not too many Marines here. Wayne, he should be able to take this fight. Just barely takes down one of the tanks, but here come the reinforcements. And there's no more roaches to support, and every Ravager here. Most of the Ravagers are going to be going down. A bit of a rough trade from Wayne. Infestor now arriving. There's Link Speed starting up again. And because Wayne lost so much, now he can't deny this third. He needs to, though. I think he knows that. He just rounded up to 66. Oh my god, almost does bar down the base. A big fungal! Massive fungal on the Marine army. But it's not going to be enough. Just barely enough biles. They will connect. They take down one of those tanks. Boys are being pulled as well, but we're getting on top of those Ravagers for a second time. Ravagers being targeted down. The tanks, they survive. The tanks survived. Only 5 workers fell in that engagement. And even though Wayne has been up in supply for quite some time here, it's inflated supply. The soup does lie. And it's slipping away from Wayne a little bit. We have to transition. There we go. Now we're droning. Now we're getting the 4th up and running. Hive on the way. Hydra Den, Infestors. We should be working towards Lurker Viper. That should be kind of the end goal here for Wayne. But this transition is late. It is a late transition, late saturation, late economy. Wayne, he's not as far ahead as he otherwise could have been. Just because it did look like he wanted to end it. As a result, AqueroN's in a pretty good position, I would say. He's got his 3rd up and running, 4th base is on the way, 2-2 as well. The one downside here is that I believe AqueroN hasn't seen the hive. So, he's going for a drop play. I believe he hasn't seen the hive, so he is unaware of the fungals! Full medevac goes down. Pretty good pickup. But I believe he hasn't seen the hive. Yeah, he saw the lair, no hive. He hasn't seen the tech either, so he doesn't know right now what he needs is a Ghost Academy. We need a Ghost Academy just to get ready for hive tech. Vipers, Lurkers, Ultras, Greater Spire, Broodlords, whatever is made from this hive, which we know is going to be Lurkers, we do need Ghosts for it. There it is. Lurker Den is on the way. Vipers as well. For the time being, AqueroN is still just stuck with Biotank. Still just sticking with Biotank. 4th base soon to be taken. Liberators are racing back home. Marauders have to be careful. If he wants the Infestor, he's gonna get it! Oh my god! What was that, like 5 shots to kill an Infestor? Very nice pick up here from AqueroN. 4th base is being taken. Go. So SCVs are being sent out. Wayne has maxed out as well, but what kind of army are we working with here? Only 3 lurkers, we have 36 roaches. These roaches, they're killing Wayne. They're hurting Wayne more than they're helping him. We need to get rid of these roaches soon and refine our army. Again, both armies are maxed out, but one is not like the other. Like this is, again, this is inflated supply from Wayne. We gotta get rid of it. Yeah, there we go. You can see him killing some of his own units. AqueroN is pushing out. Liberator harassing on the left-hand side. Tanks are going to be sieging. Wayne gets caught. A couple of roaches get picked off. Vipers have arrived. We have a lot of blinding cloud or even abduction potential. We get 1, we get 2, we get 3, we get 4. 4 yoinks and soon to be 4 dead tanks. Massive fungal on the army, but there's no follow-up. We just take the fungals to the face. We still on forward lurkers. They're getting burrowed. They're getting in position. But the tanks are doing so much in the back line. They annihilated that army. Wayne losing his roaches, losing some of those lurkers as well. As AqueroN, he can keep on pushing. This time with libs, with those tanks. Who needs ghosts? We don't need them. Not yet. Oh my god, as the tank volley, the volleys of the tanks are just insane. Wayne, he cannot touch this. He tries to biles down one of the tanks. Hatchery's going to be going down. And AqueroN, he can just keep on pushing. Again, Wayne was maxed out, but he was stuck with an inefficient army. Being forced further and further back. He has 0 lurkers left. 0 Vipers left as well. Again, we needed those Vipers for blinding clouds or for abductions. Without them, we cannot engage. We cannot touch this army. There we go. Vipers are now in production. Wayne catches a tank. Good pick off. Does catch a tank here. So Wayne is going to rotate over towards the left-hand side. Rocks are being knocked down. Head-on, gonna be backing off. Gonna be retreating for now. The tanks, I think we can fight this head-on, yeah. Head-on, he can just slow siege here and force back the army. Now, Wayne is remaxing. He's this time with a much stronger army, but his economy is hurting. He's running out of money. He has no bank. Only on 65 workers. Head-on, he has the better economy himself. He's got the workers plus the mules. Lurker harass, though, gonna be forcing him back. At the same time, Wayne pushing through the center could try to break into the natural. He's going for it. But there's a tank in position. That's where the Viper comes in. One tank goes down. We get a second. The Vipers, that's all they had, though. The tanks, they're getting within range. No blinding clouds available. And Wayne is forced back. Oof. Taking a lot of tank shots to the face. That Lurker still going ham. Power to the Lurker. Takes down a gas geyser. But is going to be shut down. Wayne still working on his economy. There we go. 8 drones on the way. Now he's finally going to be getting up to towards the 80 worker count. But again, because of his low worker count, he just has been having a really hard time trading and affording these trades. Workers getting... Oh, that's the main. Main base was lifted as the 5th. It's going to be denied. AqueroN, though, he's working on another push here. Again, there's that Ghost Academy just now starting up. The roaches, they get caught out as well. Liberator production well underway. Here we go. A couple of blinding clouds going to be thrown down. Wayne diving on the army here, but we just kite back. The tanks, they were in siege. Now they can. And this is all that we have left. There's no buffer for the lurkers. Liberators, they siege up so many lib. The freedom zones are here. We dive on top of the lurkers. Everything gets cleaned up. Only 2 lurkers remain. Only 1 lurker remains. And that is the army of Wayne just getting annihilated. And AqueroN, he has momentum, he can keep on pushing. Wayne is remaxing, but it takes time. It takes time to build up the lurker count. And there it is, 7 lurkers are on the way. We need a time here to actually allow them to finish. But AqueroN, he's knocking down his front door. Heading towards the bases here, catching some of these reinforcements. 5th CC is going to be denied. Tanks are sieging. Lurkers are finishing. But we get the scan. We do get the scan, and it looks like we should be able to collapse on this once again. Yeah, the tank shots are insane. The blinding cloud runs out, and we clean up the army for a second time. AqueroN, he's just snowballing out of control. Breaks the northern base, and he's going for the kill. He's going for every other mining base remaining. Going for the drones. The workers. 18 drones go down. The hatchery as well. We're making our way towards that natural. The lurkers, they need a little bit more time. They're not done. They do not finish. And AqueroN, he gets on top of the army. GG gets called, and he will take the series 3-1. And that is how he made it to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. AqueroN looking damn strong here, damn powerful in that TVZ. The entire series, actually, he had a really unique playstyle. I think what's interesting to me is that AqueroN, he was hyper aggressive, but he did something different every game. You know, we had different builds. We had 3 Raxes, we had proxies, we had 2 base all-ins. We even had 2-port Banshee into a 3 base all-in, into a 7 Rax with no gases, with no, obviously no follow-up. Very, very all-in and very aggressive styles here from AqueroN, and Wayne just couldn't keep up with it, just struggled to keep up with it. Even in this game here himself, Wayne, he was maybe overreacting to the aggression of his opponent, and because of that, Wayne was stuck on a very low worker count for a very long time, and he just fell behind. He fell behind as a result. It took too long to get up to 70 workers. He was stuck on 66 for far too long, even 55 for far too long. And AqueroN, he snowballed out of control. GG, well played. Ooh. And with that, that is going to be the conclusion of our broadcast. I did mention before, there are some people that are maybe tuning in now. We actually live casted this event. We did live cast the entire most of the tournaments, but we missed out on one series. This series, the semifinals, the upper semifinals we missed, but we got the replays, which is why we covered it right after we finished the finals. So a little bit disjointed. We live casted the lower semis into the finals, into this semifinals match. So if you missed out on some of these games, if you missed out on the finals earlier, I highly recommend it. The finals was insane. I just wanted to see how AqueroN got there. I was really curious because he took down Wayne, and I would have favored Wayne. I would have favored young Yakov as well. And AqueroN, he just mowed his way through both of them. And we now have an idea as to how he did it. With, again, just these very aggressive styles, very high-paced, high-tempo game. I'm not really looking towards any kind of later stages of the game, and yeah, catching Wayne off guard time and time again. GG. GG, well played. Cool. So again, if you want to tune into the finals, or even the lower semifinals, we got you covered in the VODs. We just wrapped up with them. We just casted them over on Twitch, and they will eventually be on YouTube as well. Or I've actually live casted on YouTube as well. VODs, they're all over the place. All over the place. So yeah, with that, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. AqueroN, of course, advanced on to the finals to face off against Shameless. Shameless was also in the lower semifinals match. And yeah, hope everyone enjoyed themselves. I hope everyone had a great time. See Terran Lord rocking up towards the end, Periphean, Thorn as well. Yeah, back-to-back broadcasts here. Pretty long broadcasts, actually. We covered Sparkling Tuna Cup right into the Euro Cup as well. Day 2. Day number 2. So yeah, I mentioned this before when we went to a break, but a big shout out to Tommy Gun and Platoon. Without them, this event would not be happening. But Tommy Gun, he was actually giving us a little bit of insight. He was letting us know that the last time they held a Euro Cup, it was in 2020, and Uthermal won it. So really cool to see that they were able to bring it back many years later. And hopefully we see many more. Hopefully we see many more ahead of us as well. So yeah, much love to Tommy Gun, much love to Platoon, and thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much for the support. I saw some people asking about Stormgate, and apparently Stormgate is starting in 36 minutes. There's going to be a show match. There's going to be a TLO versus TLO versus Mana show match into Moon. And I believe that's going to be covered by ESL. Let me just double check that. It's going to be casted by Tasteless. Tasteless and Artosis. Tasteless is going to be covering we're going to be covering it on Twitch and YouTube. And YouTube again. Let me just double check. So from my understanding, yep, okay, there we go. So from my understanding, if you're in the chat and if you are curious about Stormgate, I am as well. I would love to watch some of that. Damn, it's in the chat. Twitch.tv/ESL. It's not on ESL_SC2. It's on just pure plain ESL. That is where Tastosis are going to be covering TLO versus Mana in the Stormgate beta. In the beta of Stormgate. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in as well. So make sure you're a part of that. Make sure you tune in. After the Stormgate show matches finish, then it's going to be StarCraft. Then StarCraft will be commencing. It is scheduled to be commencing in like 5 hours, I think. Let me just double check. The finals of DreamHack Atlanta in 4 hours. In 4 hours time. So plenty of time to get some food, to get some rest, get some water, and take a break and enjoy Stormgate before the semifinals and the finals of DreamHack Atlanta. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great time. I'll try to stay up. I'm at least going to stay up for Stormgate. I will try to stay up for DreamHack Atlanta as well. It's very late here. It's 2 a.m. and I haven't been sleeping too well, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Aye. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thanks so much for the support. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. And if you want to tune into more of the CranKy Ducklings, we are live every day. Every single day. Sometimes, like today, multiple times a day. We casted twice here. Technically 3 times on the CranKy Ducklings tonight. A lot of StarCraft. A lot of StarCraft. And our next broadcast is going to be tomorrow. It's going to be ESL Open Cup Asia. The ESL Open Cups continue. This is going to be an interesting ESL Open Cup because it's in less than 24 hours. And a lot of the Koreans are traveling. So that means players like Dark, Cure, Beyond, Creator, Solar, our regulars, Hero, Classic, they're not going to be there. Nightmare, they're all in the United States. So who's going to be a part of the ESL Open Cup Asia? I don't know. Whoever didn't go to DreamHack, and there aren't that many. Who am I thinking? I'm thinking Su, TY, Miyamaika, like all the C players. Yo, time to ping all the C players. Miyamaika, Honmono, nice. Get them in there. Get them into ESL Open Cup Asia because all the Koreans are traveling and there's a lot of money up for grabs. There's like 400 USD up for grabs. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. Gonna be a wild one. So yeah, in how many hours? 17 hours. 17 hours time. We're gonna be live on this channel with ESL Open Cup Asia. Be a part of it. Be there. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. And we'll see you guys next time. Till then, hasta luego. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hasta luego.